Okay, so let's talk about something your mind is doing, like right this second. It's a habit that's so automatic you probably don't even notice it's happening.
See, you're not just thinking. It feels like you are, right? But there's something else going on just beneath the surface.
You're actually maintaining certain thoughts. And that word maintaining, that's the key here. It's not passive, it's an active process. It takes energy, even if you're not aware of it. You're basically choosing to keep some of these thoughts around.
And here's the thing about those thoughts you're holding on to.
They don't belong there anymore. It's kind of like having expired food in the back of your fridge, you know? It might have been useful at one point, but now it's just taking up valuable space.
So what's the real cost of keeping all this expired stuff around? It creates what we call mental clutter. It's like this constant low-level noise in your head that just gets louder and louder over time.
And what does this clutter actually sound like? Well, it sounds a lot like these guys right here. It's that little voice of doubt that pops up right before a big meeting. It's that feeling you get when you're scrolling through social media and start comparing your life to everyone else's. It's that fear that just paralyzes you when you think about trying something new, or just overthinking a simple decision for hours. These are the thoughts we're actively choosing to maintain.
And any one of these thoughts by itself might seem pretty minor, but the thing is, when you're maintaining them day in and day out, they start to stack up. They create this constant background static in your mind. And all that mental clutter, it eventually just leads to confusion. You're not sure what you want anymore, or even which way to go.
And this isn't just some abstract idea. This clutter has real, tangible consequences. It's not just in your head. It messes with your focus, it makes it almost impossible to think clearly when you need to make a decision, and it can even put your actual physical nervous system on high alert. You feel that, right? That low-level anxiety?
This really sums it up perfectly. When you feel all scattered and overwhelmed, it's not random, it's not just you having a bad day, it's accumulated. It's the direct result of all that stuff that's been building up.
Okay, but here's the good news, and it's really good news. This is the turning point. We can actually make a shift from just passively having thoughts to actively managing them.
So let's break that down. Look at this comparison. On one side, you've got the default mode, passively having thoughts. That's just reacting to whatever shows up, letting the same old patterns run your life, and just piling on more noise. But on the other side, there's the shift to actively managing. That's where you start choosing what stays. You decide what actually serves you, and you intentionally start to cultivate clarity instead of noise.
And it all starts with a really simple question. It's like a filter. The next time one of those familiar thoughts shows up, the doubt, the comparison, you just hit pause for a second and ask yourself, does this thought actually serve me right now?
And then there's a follow-up, which is a bit more about action. Is this helping me move forward? It's that simple. Is it helping or is it holding me back? The answers to just those two questions, that's all you need. They tell you everything about whether a thought is worth keeping around.
Okay, so we get the why now, right? We know we need to manage this stuff, but how? How do you actually do it? Let's talk about a really practical system you can use to get that clarity.
So there's this really powerful psychological trick. When you speak your thoughts out loud, you're doing more than just saying them. You're externalizing them. You're literally getting them out of your head and into the open. And that simple act separates you from the thought. It instantly creates a little bit of space, a little relief, because it's not just rattling around in your skull anymore.
And what's cool is we can use technology to make this even easier. The process is dead simple. Step 1, just open up voice mode on your phone or computer. Step 2, just start talking. Don't edit, don't judge, just get it all out. A total stream of consciousness. And then, step 3, you ask an AI to organize this.
And what happens next is actually kind of amazing. The AI just cuts through all the rambling and shows you the patterns. It'll show you what actually matters to you, it'll point out the negative loops you're stuck in, and it makes it super, super obvious which thoughts are just clutter and need to be tossed out.
And I love this analogy for what you do next. Think of that useless thought like a tenant that doesn't pay rent. What do? You don't argue with them, you don't justify your decision, you just evict them. You just stop maintaining the space for them. Same thing here. You just stop maintaining it.
So, let's connect the dots here, because clearing out all this clutter, it isn't just about feeling better, although that's a huge part of it. It's about what comes next. It's about laying the groundwork for real progress. It's about building momentum.
And here's the thing about momentum. It doesn't come from multitasking and doing 100 things at once. It comes from doing one thing,
One single action, but with total uncluttered focus. That one clear action is way more powerful than a dozen things you do while you're feeling scattered and confused.
And this really goes against a lot of the usual productivity advice, right? That we need more ideas, or more discipline, or more hustle. But what if the problem isn't that you're lacking something? What if the problem is that you just have too much of something else?
What you actually need is less. Less noise? You need a system to help you think clearly. A way to fully process everything that's swirling around in your head so you can finally move forward with all that friction, without that doubt and overthinking dragging you down. And hey, if a system just like this, one that helps you get your thoughts out and organized, sounds like exactly what you've been looking for to finally cut through that noise, well, we've put a link down in the description to get you started.
Because in the end, it really all comes down to this one simple idea. The path to clarity, to focus, to momentum, it isn't about adding more stuff. It's about taking things away. You just need less noise.